Hi, my name's Colin Milner, and I'm the CEO of the International Council on Active Aging. And I'm thrilled to be with you today to help you to have a greater understanding of the older consumer. Now, before we start, shall we ask ourselves one simple question? Well, actually, we all know the answer, and that is, what is the key to business success? To understand your consumer's needs. And once you've done that, you can create your strategies around that. So why do we seem to find that the older consumer is so elusive a market compared to other markets out there? Well, hopefully the next 5 minutes will help address this for you, and that you will walk away with 3 strategies to implement immediately. Starting with the very first one, and that is the lack of resources. Many times organizations say, I'm not getting the kind of results that I should out of the older consumer, yet they are like the rest of marketers out there who globally spend 90%, yes, 90% of their marketing dollars on individuals below the age of 50. Yet we expect to get a very significant response from a group that we are not targeting, who actually feel invisible and who don't recognize your products as one that speaks to them. So how can you overcome this? Well, help your older consumer be visible within your product category. Make them see that you actually want their business. And given the fact that the 50-plus population accounts for 1 out of every 2 people over the age of 19, isn't it worth the effort? You want another incentive? Well, add to that 70% of the disposable income is in the hands of individuals 50 plus. Now, think about it the reverse way. 30% are in the hands of individuals below the age of 50. The question, 70%? 30%? The choice is yours. But put in the effort if you are going to go after this consumer. To understand their needs is the key element to your success. And one of the ways of understanding their needs is to start by changing our model that we have been focused on through the marketing end of things over the past few decades. Which brings us to point number 2. And that is to stop looking at aging as a time of life of diminished capacity. It is actually today a time filled with great potential. And if you can help your consumer reach their potential while everybody else is not, who is going to gain from that? Simply said, you are. Your customers are. We all are. And given the fact that 80% of people age 40 to 90 do not see themselves as older, selling diminished capacity and old is a losing battle. Yes, there is a segment that does have diminished capacity, but even individuals in this segment still have aspirations and potential, because potential is realizing and fulfilling the unutilized potential or the unutilized abilities that we have. So with that said, let's come to our third and last strategy within this very short period of time that we have. And that is to look at this group of individuals as what they are, individuals. One-size-fits-all strategies fail immensely with this market. And that's why many marketers go, I spent money, but I didn't get anything. And what they did was they spent money on the whole market expecting spillover. And why would, I respond to that if you are not speaking my language? So understanding the consumer comes down to one word when you are dealing with individuals 50 plus, 65 plus, 70 plus, 80 plus, 90 plus. And that is diversity. The older we get, the more diverse our life experiences are. The more diverse our functional abilities are, our abilities in general. The more diverse, for many of us, our health conditions are. We all age at very different rates. So trying to sell me or promote to me or market to me a product or service that doesn't address where I am in my life, where I am in my abilities, is a losing cause. And many have experienced that and then just simply given up. So one of the things to understand are, what are the abilities of your consumer? Physical, cognitive, social. What are they looking for? How can you actually help connect with them and show that your product or your service can help them lead a better life and reach their potential? After all, isn't 50% of the older population, or I say that incorrectly, 50% of the adult population who has 70% of the disposable income worth the effort? Hopefully the next time I do one of these 5 to 7 minute educational opportunities, we'll be able to say that we have gone past the 90 percentile in a downward fashion. Maybe we're at 80, maybe we're at 70, maybe we're at 60, or where it should be, if 1 out of 2 people are over the age of 50, maybe 1 out of every $2 spent from a marketing perspective will be towards them. I hope that you have great success with this. I thank you for the opportunity to share these simple 3 thoughts with you, and I ask you to ponder them and consider what strategies you would implement them within. Thank you.